cyclists who died of shock in a trap. His life was a life fully as real to him as ours is to us. This creature, for all the irritation it may have brought as it scampered through closed closets or up some crevice in a wall, was as precious as you or I. He was not a machine that breaks and fails. He felt. His was consciousness, full and real and fragile and precious. This is Ingrid Newkirk with Peter, reminding us that it's easy to be kind, perhaps by not using glue traps.
Welcome back to One Life Radio, everyone. This is Bernadette with Diamond Gray. I've got DeWone Bennett in studio with me and Jill Lane on the line. I want to let everyone know that you can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast and subscribe to our newsletter, or you can go to iHeartMedia.com to listen live or download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. A big shout out to our sponsors, great companies like Sun Warrior. You can get it at Vitamin Shop or put it in your smoothie at Smoothie King. You can actually get it at a lot of places. They sell it at Whole Foods. They sell it at Central Market, H-E-B, I believe. But check it out, or just go online and check out all their products. They have amazing products, and they are truly the pioneers of the plant-based movement. And so check them out. Also, Squatty Potty. Go to squattypotty.com/onelife to get 15% off. Or do like I did and not do it at all, and I got confused. And then I had to go back and do it. Even though I read it every day, I still was like,
skip
anyway,
the code.
Anyway, so it's the original squat to poop, a toilet stool. Check them out. And they have a new one, the Moonlit one. Is that what they call it? Moonlight. So it has like a little sensor on it, so you don't have to turn on the bathroom light, and you can see your way to the what's the fancy name?
The pot.
Navigating your way around.
No, what's boudoir? No, boudoir.
The loo.
The loo. Boudoir is a bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, usually your bedroom's close to your bathroom. But anyway, check it out. And, of course, the Wellbeing Journal, great publication heralding the integration of medicine with physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social aspects of health. The Wellbeing Journal is now available in both print and digital version. Check them out. Order online at wellbeingjournal.com. And the Hemp Company, use the code OLR for 20% off your first order. And then also they have a special going on with one of my most favorite products ever. It's the Super Breath Blast. Have I ever given you one of these?
No.
They're incredible.
They're incredible.
Okay,
I bought a whole bunch of them
out.
to give away as gifts. But Super Breath Blast, it's peppermint and just 3 or 4 squirts. And I'm telling you, like it just makes you feel so good. I absolutely love hemp oil. I do. And I typically take it every single day. I just took it right before we went on the air. But it cleans your breath up, too.
I may need to check that out because I talk all day for a living, and I'm always cautious about my breath.
Well, you can slip this right in your pocket. You can slip it in your pocket, your purse, your briefcase, and it's great. So if you buy 4, you get charged for 3. So
it was kind of confusing, and the code is OLR1 for that specific thing. You have to put 4 into your cart, and they take the 4th one, the price of the 4th one off.
So you get 4 for the price of 3, and they're great little Christmas presents. Believe me, giving the gift of calm and fresh breath. And
calm, cool, and collected.
I actually would give it with a mistletoe.
I got a couple friends and family members I'll give that to.
Yeah, and give them and give them some mistletoe, too, to go with it. What a great little gift, right? So check them out at Hemp Company. And, of course, Paleo Magazine. Visit them at paleomagazineonline.com to download the digital version or version. Not virgin.
Not virgin. All right.
Well, you might want to have a digital version. I don't know. Or find a store near you and pick up a copy. Always great to have Jill Lane and DeWone Bennett on the show. Jill Lane, if you're just now joining us, is a pro athlete health and nutrition coach and founder of Fueling Champions, a 3-step sports performance and athletic nutrition program built to maximize the potential of student athletes and the parents that support them. You can find Jill on Instagram at Team Fueling Champions or her website, fuelingchampions.org. We were talking about epigenetics and using your genetics to your advantage. Specifically, Joe, you were touching on mental illness and the importance of genetic testing to see if you can somehow supplement your body and your mind better to deal with mental illness, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the most well-known or the most researched area of genetics around mental health is something called methylation. And methylation is not just like one reaction that occurs in one spot in the body, but it's a reaction that takes place in a lot of cells and a lot of places in our body. And it's basically, it's a very simple step of just adding a methyl group or a few methyl groups to a molecule. But what the power of proper methylation in the body makes a difference between whether we detox our estrogens really well, so it can play a role in cancer. And when it comes to mental health, it can mean if we're making the right amount of catecholamines, which are our epinephrine and norepinephrine, the stuff that helps us with focus and drive and well-being. And there are a lot of people that have a genetic SNP, which is a single nucleotide polymorphism, just a little code error in their DNA or in the gene that prevents them from methylating really well. And you can sometimes spot this in a family history. It's high, mental illness, a variety of sorts. It can be higher rates of miscarriage. And can also be cardiovascular disease or heart disease. So, with that, we all say, oh, people, it's lifestyle, they're not exercising enough. But sometimes it can be genetic. And just the power of knowing that and then knowing, okay, we know that if we supplement with natural folate, not folic acid, but natural folate, B12 and a few other B vitamins, right, we can help support that single nucleotide polymorphism. It's kind of like equivalent to getting a flat tire on your car. Yeah. And you put the spare tire on. You never really have the real tire back, but you're driving with a spare instead of a flat, which helps your car drive better. It's the same way. When you supplement with the right way, when you find out these things about your genetics.
So, I first heard about this from Robin Perry Braun, believe it or not, because of the B vitamins. She said, a person, might need a methylated version of the B vitamins because they calm down the central nervous system. They do all these things for the body and the mind. But if it's not methylated, your body isn't going to absorb it correctly, right? And process it correctly?
You know what? Because not all vitamins come in a methylated form. What the vitamins do is help your body to methylate. And so you can get methylcobalamin, which is B12, and that's often the preferred form of B12. But like B6 and folate, they don't come methylated. But when you take them, they help your body to methylate. And that's really the end goal. You want to help your body to methylate appropriately because methylation is just an enzyme, it's kind of like an enzymatic reaction. It's like, putting something into a reaction that helps the reaction complete itself. And so if you're not doing that appropriately or your body's only doing it, 50% of the way and it needs 100%, then you're not going to, like I said, detoxify your estrogens appropriately. You may not be making catecholamines, which help with the central nervous system and how our body and our mind can kind of calm itself or have attention when it needs to. And so the key is to both consume foods that are high in those things and to also potentially supplement. In fact, there's been studies that show that people that go on SSRIs, antidepressant medications, if they take folate, they actually feel better faster and have better outcomes because a lot of the times their issue, they may have had a life event that has caused, some emotional distress, but it may be exacerbated by, or they may have just kind of this fog over their life that they feel like is genetically inherent because that SNP was passed down from mom or dad in the genes that we got. And so knowing this about yourself gives you the power to know how to eat, to know how to supplement so that you can, have a hedge on your genes and not feel like your genes are destined to be who you become.
Yeah, it's fascinating science. And, DeWone Bennett, who is a professional counselor, said while we were off the air, when we were on break, that being proactive about your mental health could save a lot of lives, having dealt with this many times. Do you ever address this in your practice, DeWone?
Yeah, so one of the things that you see happens a lot in our field is people are doing genograms, essentially, kind of like, life trees to get a feel for your family heritage. Like, who was a drinker? Who was a smoker? Did anybody in your family have mental health disorders? And that's what we're focusing on. We're trying to figure out your family's history of mental health. And that gives us an idea of sometimes what we're working with. And a lot of times clients, they don't know that information. I mean, their first time going out to gather that information and having those conversations with their parents is usually when they're going to a therapist or their primary health care physician and they're requesting it. But a lot of times what happens is once we have that information, then we can be more proactive with their mental health in hopes of saving their lives and making sure that they're not adapting any negative behaviors.
Well, yeah, and with the increase in suicide worldwide, actually, but most pronounced, if you will, here in America.
Yes. Especially around this time of the year.
Yeah. This is an important subject. So, it's always great, Jill, discussing this, all things with you. Your brain is incredible. I actually, having you not in studio and just listening and not seeing you makes me realize even more how intelligent you are. You're like a rock star.
I would agree.
You really are. You know your stuff. And so let me ask you one more question, then we have to go to break. But what's the most important thing that people should know about their genes and their health?
Well, thank you so much, Bernadette, for all those kind words. And DeWone, but the most important thing I would tell people is that most chronic diseases of aging, and even how fast we age and how gracefully we age, is determined by how well we treat our genes. So it's not mom and dad's fault. It's not the doctor's fault. It's how well we treat our genes. And in order to know how to treat them, you need to know something about them, aka the testing we talked about. And by the way, my favorite genetic test for people who have mental illness in their family, who are already on medications of the sort for mental health, is called GenoMind. GENO Mind. Find a practitioner that does that test so you know you're on the right medication for your genes. And if you have a family history of mental illness, like I said, miscarriage, heart disease, or cancer, then you should work with a professional versed in epigenetics and nutrigenomics so you understand how you can play the hand you've dealt and, come out on top. We can harness what we're made of to empower our health. And if there's a long line of alcoholics in your family, when you're doing your family tree, maybe it's not a learned pattern behavior, maybe it's genetics. And maybe something as simple as training, eating more vegetables, and taking a folate supplement can change that for generations to come.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power. Thank you so much, Jill Lane. Always a pleasure.
So great to be with you all. Have a great day.
You too. You can find Jill on Instagram at Team Fueling Champions. We'll be right back with DeWone Bennett. You're listening to One Life Radio. Introducing Moonlight, the latest squat to poop stool from Squatty Potty. Moonlight will light your way to the toilet on the darkest of nights. May your love of Squatty Potty burn brightly day or night with a motion and light activated night light with 3 brightness settings. Go to squattypotty.com/onelife for 15% off your entire purchase. Follow the moonlight.
Hey, this is Sean Wells of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. One Life Radio is proud to partner with the ISSN. The ISSN is the world's leading scientific organization dedicated to the science of supplements and sports nutrition. For their latest conferences and events, go to the ISSN.org. That's the ISSN.org.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette. Do you know why I love Paleo Magazine? Paleo Magazine was founded with the purpose of providing readers with the information they need to live strong, vibrant, healthy lives. They are dedicated to partnering with leaders in the paleo community to spread the knowledge of ancestral health principles without the influence of big pharma or big agriculture. Paleo Magazine. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, or visit them at paleomagonline.com. That's paleomagonline.com.
Here's the dill pickle. Squatty Potty works. It's awesome. Find yours at your local Bed Bath & Beyond, Amazon, or squattypotty.com. That's squattypotty.com.
Did you know pigeons mate for life and are devoted to their families? Their vision is far better than that of humans. They have excellent memories. Their navigational skills are astoundingly complex, and they're able to recognize their own reflection in a puddle or mirror. Eugene Field wrote this tender lullaby. Sleep, little pigeon, and fold your wings. little blue pigeon with velvet eyes, sleep to the singing of mother birds swinging, swinging the nest where her little one lies. With 8 children of his own, perhaps Mr. Field found in pigeons, with their excellent parenting skills, the same protective, nurturing bond he felt for his own family. This is Ingrid Newkirk with Peter,